Is this your card?
No. Yeah, you little Houdini, that is it.
Daddy, I did it again.
I like to live a little, I like to drink a little, I like to smoke a little. I got him bad, bad, bad. So tell me what I should do, say, 'cause I'm gonna do it my own way. I don't give a fuck what you think, what you say. I got a bad reputation.
She's got some dirty spots she's got to wash out of her bra. Her nipples must have been leaky or something. Well, today we're taking a look at the contents of this flask, which is 149. No, that's not the name of it. That's the 149th flask that NIHAP has sent me. My liver says... Hey, before I forget, my buddy Rob, if anybody that's been to the Shootapaloozas knows my buddy Rob. I've known Rob since high school. He's moved. Long story short, he converted 3 pop machines into safes. In other words, out of sight, out of mind. He sold one of them and has 2 of them left. If somebody is interested, let me know. Not saying it's at the top of my list, but depending on how much I like you, it might be possible to say, go get it, put it in my truck, put it in my sister's garage until you can get it. Then again, unless you're J-Dog or somebody else that I know in the state of Minnesota. Jolson doesn't have room for him, and everybody that he talked to was like, you know what, that's a neat idea, but I don't know where the hell I'd put it. Put it out by the garage. See how many people just put quarters into it thinking that it works. Okay, let's get into this. I just wanted to put that out there. The same fucking hell's going on here. Houston, we got a fucking problem. The thingy is attached to the whatchamajiggy, and it's going with the whatchamacallit. Okay, so the last one was a straight rye from Pinhook, and not a rye fan, and that was really good. Kimmy. I shouldn't be pouring this much in case it sucks. But why would NIHAP send me anything that sucks? You know, like pizza beer or something like that. Maybe I'd really like pizza beer now. At one point in time, I hated green peppers. Then again, never mind. I also, before it gets too far in, a big thank you to Bunky. I'll be using that. I'll show you a little bit. David's like, you gonna try it on? Maybe. Even more ridiculous is I can tell you how he uses it. Just off of the smell alone, I'm leaning towards Scotch and unpeated Scotch. I know some of these bourbons, and the only way I've been able to cheat, I think, at all is I don't know if I've reviewed anything from a flask that was the greenish hue that didn't turn out to be rye that I'm aware of. So that one kind of gives it away, but then again, I'm really getting kind of a light Knob Creek smell off of this one. You know, that little citrus. Really light on the oaky. I'd like to play Plug the MILF all night long. I mean, if I was available, but I'm not. Yeah. Now I want a cantilever back to whiskey. There's some push-up action going on there, so I would say it's not high octane, but even after drinking it, other than the fact that it was straight, the Pinhook, I wouldn't have thought that was high octane either. They hit it really well. Okay, so whiskey. I'm just gonna go with whiskey off of the smell. Cheers. Cheers. More cheers to you, and then some more. Okay. Now there's a side of me that wants to switch back to Scotch and say that it now has some octane to it. I mean, I'll put it this way. It has a very distinctive flavor. My tongue should not be too corrupted. The last thing I had was coffee up at David's. Coffee and a maple donut. Which sometimes I wonder about him. Hey, you got to stop up here. I got a prize for you. It's never a gift. It's a prize. I want a prize. Wow. But yeah, he's like, and on your way, stop and get me some donuts. Kind of a really floral back end to it. Kind of a floral back end that you don't necessarily. Now, I would normally say if you were about to eat a dandelion, that kind of heavy floral kind of wouldn't be good. But it turns out that dandelion flowers are actually quite tasty. NIHAP, I really right now don't have a flippin' clue other than it's grabbing some legs and it's heading towards terra firma. Read a comment or two. On the French toast bastard, Sharky says, cheers, all catching up again, and of course there's two long ones lined up. Here we go. Then he says, hooray, Cobra One, praise the Lord, I dodged the crap thing. Sharky, SH, on to the next. Outro pick was part of the intro, so it all got messed up as usual with the longer ones. First on the Pinhook Straight Rye. How many of them? What is going on here? Okay. Bad says, howdy clubbers. Then he says, here's a cool whiskey fact for you, Eric. The term bourbon comes from Bourbon County in Kentucky, but it didn't mean all bourbon. It just there is made there. In fact, bourbon can be made anywhere in the U.S. as long as it meets strict regulations like being made with at least 51% corn and aged in new charred oak barrels. Read more. So while Kentucky might be the heart of bourbon, its spirit flows nationwide. Cheers. Cheers, Bad. Thank you for that fact. Then he says, why did the whiskey bring a pencil to the bar? Because it wanted to draw some good spirits. Bad says, okay, Google, what's the temperature? Oh, today is beautiful.
Today in Duluth, expect a high of 33 and a low of 26.
What's the temperature going to be like tomorrow?
Tomorrow in Duluth, expect a high of 35 and a low of 2.
And what's the forecast for Sunday?
Sunday in Duluth, it'll be partly cloudy, with a high of -6 and a low of -16.
Minnesota. Sorry, overacted there. Okay, so what was my prize? Bunky got me a heating pad for your body. Been having a lot of back problems, so is David. I'll just yield to the fact that David's having much more problems than me because he's old. So what this is let's see, what did you say? Dot out? Is that what it was? So you're supposed to, basically, you're supposed to wear it like a bib, but on your back. So be something like this, and then these snap so that it stays with you as you move around. You don't have to worry about it falling down. And there is heating elements in it that go all the way around, all the way down to my ass. And even though I'm letting the front go, I still think, McLean, here, tell me, I still think that for 57, I still think I'm sporting a pretty good ass. I mean, that's what McLean tells me. And it's, it ties in the front also to keep it secure. And you have your temperature range of low, medium, high, and high. And it'll stay on for up to 2 hours on its own. And David had me try it on high, and it definitely got warm. And as full disclosure goes, first of all, it's probably, and I'm not kidding, 20 degrees warmer in his house than it is here right now. Well, upstairs. Here, it's probably 30 degrees warmer because I have, even though the frickin' boiler is right here and all the piping is right here, it's all wrapped in, there's no fins on any of it, and it's wrapped in asbestos. It's generally, that's what, well, of course you already know that because you see Matt down here in a parka a lot of the time. Surprisingly, it can be washed. I think the washing part, or maybe this, well, that makes sense. That's why the electronics come off of it. It evidently can be washed. It can be dried. They say not to dry it in a commercial dryer because commercial dryers get too warm and it could, awesome, it could do damage to the heating elements, the wires inside of it. So, thank you, Bunky. will be definitely using this tonight. Because any normal night, you usually catch me. Christine has one of these. Well, actually, it's about the same size as that, and you put it in the microwave for, she says, I think 3 minutes or 3 minutes and 30, and I usually put it in there for 5. And it's got those BBs. That also has those BBs in it. So like the heat will transfer from the elements into those BBs and help displace the heat better and hold the heat and that kind of thing. So David, Bunky got like a 50-foot extension cord and plugged it in so David can peruse amongst the house while wearing that. Not kidding. Turn the on screen off. Dad, how about a basement pop with the spud launcher? I'll have to get back to you on that. Then Bad says, a little Star Trek trivia about the Tribbles craze. In the Trouble with Tribbles, the fluffy props were stuffed with foam, with some sewn shut and others left open to multiply for comedic effect. Fans loved them so much they became a franchise favorite. I have never owned a Tribble. She's got some Tribbles. Usher Myers on the Pinhook says, good night, King. Thank you. Matt Davis, also on the Pinhook, says, basement pop wasn't good enough. Now he's got basement boom. Well, Matt had a good run. Laugh out loud. John Solar says, love the launcher. Can't wait to give it a try. Ooh, love the freckles. Right to hell. Sharky says, back to catching up. Going to be a tough as I'm late and have to get out tonight. Oh, hey, Chuckles. Then he says, laugh out loud. That gift box from Pam is epic. Then he says, SH, on to the next for a bit. That leads us finally with 2 turns of the scroll, philosophy and velocity. Smile Money, not first at all. Bad says, nope, not even close. Cobra says, I'll take first then. It's difficult cross to bear, but I will do it. Smile Money says to him, thank you. Donating first comment for so long has caused some brutal jealousy, backstabbing, and even negativity from Eric. Just here to laugh and bust balls. Bad says, lucky for you, Eric likes having his nuggets busted. Yeah. Then Smile Money says to Bad, it seems to be the best way to make him chuckle. And then Bad says to Smile Money, he sleeps better after a couple of beers and busting a nugget. I think we're talking about 2 different things right there, but then Clover says to Smile Money, whatever happened to Chuck? And Smile Money says to Cobra, I spoke to him about a year ago. He was doing well. Hazmat actually visited him on a vacation. I always enjoyed Chuck's videos. The comedy gold between Eric and Chuck just got too personal. Bad to Smile Money. You ever ask him, what's up, Chuck? Had a friend of a friend that hated it when someone said that. And Cobra says to Smile Money, maybe he will come back someday. I don't know, Cobra. I insulted, yes. I insulted his baby. See that shirt? I said I got one just like that. I insulted his baby Jesus, and evidently for a guy that used to worship beer, all of a sudden, then once you see, like, this kind of goes back to what I've always said. Some of the most hypocrite assholes and Karens out there are people that supposedly have religion. I mean, again, yes, I realize that in I won't mention any names. Someone I might know, having to be really religious, like to sit in a church for an hour on a nightly basis to pray and watch the place from evil, then has some of the most disgusting things to say about another human being, that being Donald Trump, which again, I just laugh at the fact that you are saying that you're religious, yet you don't have the common sense to even look something up for yourself. Because, like, quite a few people I know, actually, I wouldn't be surprised if something like in the neighborhood of 75 to 80% of everybody that rails against Donald Trump, they don't know the fucking facts from the lies. And they just prove how gullible they are, how easily manipulated they are, and how, as much as it is a right and a freedom to vote, how it's kind of like taking a load. You really don't have to have any prior anything to become a parent, but it's quite apparent, see what I did right there, that a lot of people should never be allowed to breed. And now, did she put those on, or is she laying on the floor at a truck liner company right now, and she just had them sprayed on? Well, yeah, back to that. No, I made some comment, and I got shunned for not embracing the baby Jesus, and I was told, I don't even remember what the exact wording was, that I will be leaving and I will never be back. And I was so unable to sleep that night. I literally, Cobra, I cried myself to sleep. Okay, when I was entering the room, I may have kicked the post of the bed and thought that I broke my little toe. But I mean, it sounded good. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was I considered Chuck a friend. I've talked to him on the phone multiple times. Nice tits. But to continuously the bullshit. Oh, my giveaways were rigged, and blah 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 blah. No, fuck you. As far as I'm concerned, your a comment like that about our group doing everything we can to raise money and awareness. I mean, it was to build those cabins. Again, I'm the pitch man. My job was to go get the stuff to put together incredible packages, AR-15s and AR-10s, and just do whatever I can to make it so desirable that you want to spend your money. You not only want to help stop veteran suicide, but you would, no matter what, you still hoped that you might end up with that package or that rifle. And what I just think is just the biggest joke when some piece of shit comes up and makes a comment about how it's rigged or blah, 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 don't bother getting involved because only Eric's friends win. I mean, hey, I'm not Powerball. I personally think that's rigged. Oof. Oof. I mean, they should up the odds because you will never have the possibility of winning. Just again, we went over this a little while back. Of the people that have won over the years, I don't know if a single one was ever somebody that I had more than either a casual YouTube knew who they were. I mean, how many times did it happen where I didn't even know who they were? I had no idea. I won't mention the name of one of the pieces of shit. I mean, it had nothing to do with any of the above. It's just the caliber of his actual personality. But then you got someone like John Solar. Again, if I would have allowed myself, and again, it wouldn't have been fucking rigged. The whole thing, the whole giveaway was being decided between me and NIHAP. We could have picked the worst video. We could have picked anybody that we wanted. But he wanted to stay true to the purpose of the actual video, and I wanted to pick someone who was a friend. And if I would have actually done that, he would have gone along with it. And then Evil Neil would have ended up winning that rifle, and I would have never, probably ever, met John Solar 283. And then ended up with the relationship that we've had for going all the way back to that moment in time. Over 10, I mean, we've been doing Locked and Loaded for more than 10 years. Someone I consider much, much more than a friend. But then again, so many of you are. That's what I love about this silly medium called WokeTube. WokeTube themselves is just a means to pleasure. They themselves, I mean, you know how many big I know, Squirrel. Say, for instance, Louder with Crowder, one of the biggest podcasts in the world. And they are planning on leaving YouTube. That's right, YouTube. You are losing people. I know Smile Money says the total number of people is, hasn't shown any sign of all this, but when you start losing people that have the kind of volume that Louder with Crowder has, and the reason why, or how many podcasters I know that, like for instance, Styx, he puts up, I think he does more and more now that are Rumble exclusives, because you shouldn't. In the United States of America, you shouldn't have to be worried that you are saying ivermectin, that thing, oxycodone. No, that's not it. You shouldn't have to be afraid of saying any of having a dialogue. Let people choose for themselves. If I say that you're a fucking idiot for getting the shot, the jab, whatever, the COVID shot, whatever, they'll probably still put a little thing down in here, and then you get censored. What really pisses me off, and I don't give a fuck what you think, WokeTube, is the fact that you deleted a channel that I had created and had for years and years. And you deleted it, and then moments later said, "Oh yeah, we changed our community guidelines. You can talk about the 2020 election." That's as another squirrel moment. Now I'm 3 steps away from where I was a moment ago. Who is this fucking cunt senator that she's like going, "Oh, and we got to get to the bottom of your comments about was the 2020 election fraud?" Yeah, it was fraud, and it has flat out been confirmed. When when douchebag from Facebook, when Zuckerberg himself says, yeah. The fact that the government told us to bury and delete and remove and direct people to not find any Facebook shit about the Hunter, I just did Hunter and Biden in one word, the Hunter Biden laptop, to bury that. It has now been proven that when they interviewed, I told you, I had a link to the guy that mathematically proved that the fact that the stories were squelched and hidden 100% changed the outcome of the 2020 election. Yeah, there was fraud. Because of what the government did. Now, did they change the votes? Did they change the voting machines? No, they didn't. But what they did is by hiding the truth, they changed people's perception. When they interviewed people, and like 80% of them that voted for Biden said, you know what, if I would have known the truth about the Biden family, I would have never voted for Joe Biden. And that right there is your fucking fraud and proof that there was truly fraud and that Trump was the true winner of the 2020 election. I'll probably get this video removed for breaking community guidelines, even though they're the ones that came out and said, we've changed community guidelines. Fuck you, WokeTube. Yeah, she easily tips the scale. We're well beyond a 10 on the scale of 1 to 10. They're my rules. I can break them if I want. Mr. Markmack, you're welcome. God, Scotch. It's a Scotch. Thinking Scotch. Rich, cheers all. Cheers, Rich. I miss you, Rich. What are you wearing right now? Bad says, cheers, Rich. Also, just for a continued footnote as to the quality of the abilities of the U.S. Postal Service, Williams' package is still not here. He had proof this morning through tracking that it was back in Duluth for the second time in a week. There was no information that it was out for delivery, though. Just that it was back in Duluth. Again. U.S. Postal Service, good fucking job for the second time. And hey, let's bring it to... let's bring it back to St. Paul. What the fuck, U.S. Postal Service? You suck. Oh, and you make it so easy to give a little ringy-ding as to, hey, here's my tracking number. Where's my fucking package, you piece of shit? Sure. Smile Money says, I believe in the Constitution and the Supreme Court. The National Firearms Act revision has not been found to be unconstitutional since 1968. They regulated destructive devices 56 years ago, similar to automatic weapons, only they were outlawed in 1934. Yeah, that's because they wanted to be able to have more control over the peeps. Either way, you believe in what your forefathers approved in it entirely, or just cherry pick the things that you like. Well, our forefathers didn't put this together in 1934. Bad says SCOTUS is full of scrotums. And Smile Money says back, yes, at times, but that is the process laid out in the Constitution. So, okay, So back to the fraudulent election in 2020, and if it was possible for the Biden administration to stack the Supreme Court with the most liberal of liberal, we would be kissing more of our freedoms goodbye, even possibly firearms. After all, look what happened in Canada. Of course, Canada is just as fucked because the piece of shit that would be replacing the piece of shit is a piece of shit. Don't take my word for it. Look it up for yourself. Multi-Gunman posted a thing that he shared with me and Mr. 27, and it was check, 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 check. This is the same person replacing the same person, and we can discuss this for an hour if you'd like. Or for about 30 seconds. And that's not the time that it takes to reach flourishing. That's just till the next one pops up. Yes, at times, but that was the process laid out, blah, blah, blah. So, if that sucks, you can truly believe our forefathers were right in drafting the Second Amendment. In my humble opinion, it lessens our argument. I just, unfortunately, it just shows where the true weaknesses are in the government, because when you have a side that is as corrupt, now, Smile Money, I'm not directing this at you, but what if you found out through either the fact that you became Q from Star Trek and were an omnipotent, and you had the ability to know everything without there being any thought to yes or no? What if you found out, going all the way back to the Clintons, that every election was fraud? Made every time a Democrat won, it was because what if you found out that in the last 3 or 4 elections that a Democrat didn't really have the votes? They didn't really have the votes to win. It was truly fraud. And because of that fraud, I'm just speculating, that it gets us to the point where you end up without rights. Yes, for me, the Second Amendment, the Second Amendment is much more important than the First Amendment. Because without the Second Amendment, you definitely wouldn't have any of the rest of them. So why is it so important that they're always trying to take that one away? Because they know that our founding fathers, in the most guttural, straight to the fucking nuts, they gave us those weapons to make sure that our government could never do to them which happened to our forefathers. This was specific and most importantly designed to make sure that a Tim Walz never came to take it. That my mission to our founding fathers was to get rid of anybody in our government that was unwilling to kneel to the process. When you are no longer capable of letting the citizens control the narrative through voting, then you have become the corruption that our founding fathers wanted to get rid of. Any one of these senators, if you are a fucking congressman or a senator and you think that I have my collection so that I can go get Bambi and I don't need 30 rounds to hunt Bambi, oh no contraire, fuckface. I have it so that you never try to take that from me. I should have any means at my disposal to make sure that you never take that from me. Poco top 5, but who fucking's counting? Bad says, I can't count. Cobra says, me and E. Cobra says to Bad, I'm not paid to think. And Cobra says to Poco, don't worry, Matt does all the thinking for free. There's my girl, and that one looks good. I mean, again, a non-redhead. All of the I don't think there's a single redhead in this entire rotation that doesn't hands down beat her. She is just simply my body, and she's a blonde. I don't think she's even a real blonde. I don't know. I'm not sure I've ever seen the dugout. Eltenda says, "Hey," and Bad says, "Greetings, Eltenda," and Cobra says, "My guy." No. Fuck you, Cobra. How is he your guy? Huh? You want to arm wrestle for him? Let's say, do you want to drink grappa for him? But he wasn't drinking grappa. Titties and beer. And the bikini in the snow. Gotta love her. Smile Money, the contractor I have been using is booked until next fall. Now, how many bid proposals does he have to write up to get a single contract? I am not sure. We might have made a mistake telling people we know how good he was. See, that can be the flaw. Bad says, at least until you're done with what you need him to do. Yeah, I see that. My peripheral is perfect. And Cobra says to Bad, that's what she said. And Smile Money says to Bad, I was hinting that Eric may need to develop an estimate or quote form and an invoice. Well, let me stop you right there. I think Christine is well ahead of you. We are trying to find free, and having done some extensive research the last couple of days, there is no such thing as the perfect free accounting software. If one of you knows, let me know. QuickBooks is a no for me. It offers way too much for the money they charge. It's unnecessary for someone at my level. All of the 2024 free accounting software, you have to look, because all of it is also purchasable. They have their free version and the pro version, and on the free version you always give up something. Normally the amount of users that can use it, which means, I guess in the case of me and Christine, they wouldn't know that the same person is me or Christine, but the amount of emails, the integration with invoicing and all that, unfortunately, none of the free ones totally were worth it. In all honesty, free on a lot of software just means you got the opportunity to take it for a little testy spin to see if you like it or not. And as far as doing estimates, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find a form that can get me headed in the right direction, or if I'm going to have to write this entirely between me and Christine. As far as when I do an estimate, I am not just going to go into somebody's house and say, okay, hi, I'm Eric, and I will be here next Wednesday to start up. Nope. I want to have a legal form that everybody that will be getting my services will be reading and signing. One of the things William, it's true, but he sent me a little meme that said, yeah, I was sick and tired of working 40 hours a week for the man, so I started my own business, and now I work around the clock. What I'm planning on is I don't want to work around the clock. I'm 57 years old, and I know that what I do is capable of making more than enough money to live comfortably. and put money aside for a retirement without having to be that guy that had to work 5, 6, 7 days a week and then after work every single night go out and do bids. I'm not going to do that. You can do what you tell you what. If you start your own business, go ahead, do whatever the fuck you want on your own. Me, I plan on my plan is to pick a day. Right now, it'd probably be something like all Mondays will be put aside for doing estimating. If I don't have any estimating to do, or I've only got one to do at 8 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning, then it would go something like this. I'm at Smile Money's house sanding, or Friday comes around and I look at Smile Money and I say, as you already know, I do my bidding and my estimating on Mondays. Right now, I have nothing on the books for Monday. Means I will see you at 8 or 9, whatever we decided upon. If the house is empty, I'd start at 6 o'clock in the morning, but most people don't like to listen to a drum sander at 6 o'clock in the morning. But so I would be like, if nothing happens, if nothing comes up over the weekend, if you need me to, I can text you or call you or email you to let you know the plan's changed. Otherwise, if I'm not here by 9 o'clock on Monday morning, it was because I had some bids or some estimating to do. And like I said, I can just let you know how the schedule's working out. If I only have a few things to do in the morning, I will come to your project. Otherwise, I will see you on Tuesday morning. Cobra says a Smile Money, no way. Split and shake will, spit and shake will be his bond. And Smile Money says a Cobra, well, he does live in Duluth. 75% liberal population will be excluded from his potential client list. See, that's why my company name isn't Second Amendment Floor Sanding. I wanted to stay neutral, and the best thing you can do for business, unless you meet someone that is actually cool and not a libtard, you don't discuss it. And Cobra says, a Smile Money, do you think the name of the company will be an issue or his social media presence? Well, it's a business account, so I like to think that I can keep the two of them established away from each other. But again, if you're the kind of person that you have found out that everybody in the Duluth area that has ever had floors done by me will tell you that there wasn't a single problem and couldn't possibly have been more excited for the outcome, and yet you can't do this because of my my political beliefs, then I guess back when both the companies that I have worked for, there was it was turning away work. Once you got going. Yeah, Smile Money, when I worked for Riverside Flooring, which is not in business anymore, the owners got to the point where they were rich enough, and nobody that was working under them at the time wanted to buy the company from them, so they literally just went out of business. Superior Floor Care, where I worked last as a floor sander, got sick and tired of dealing with the floor sanding aspects of it. Actually, it was just one person, and he now went from being second in command to being the owner, which I think if it was actually run right, having it in-house was the best way to go. But long story short, they sub out their floor sanding work, and there's only one person left, and that person informed them that he was going to be retiring soon. So both of them over there are like going, we get asked a bare minimum of once a week if they can recommend someone to redo hardwood floors. So if I'm the only guy that they recommend. So actually one of the most important things on my list right now is probably to get some business cards made up, because my goal right now, I am sitting roughly 2 weeks away from when I plan on flipping the open light on. So LLC, and from what I can tell, it looks like Wyoming is where I will be setting up my LLC. I want to talk to Danielle, Matt's sister, about building me a web page, a website. I have an email address, 454flooring@gmail.com. I have a business line and a business phone. I've already talked to my insurance agent about starting business insurance. So once I have the LLC, and that'd be the only thing really stopping me from February, the first week in February, is the LLC information, because I need that to talk to my banker about starting a 454 account so that it stays completely isolated from my personal stuff. Bad says, greetings, Captain. Greetings, Bad. Cobra, we are almost halfway through the work week. I can smell Saturday already. Cobra, her name is Saturday. Poco says to him, sorry, I'll close my legs. EMT says, going Amish. Bath day, laugh out loud. Cobra back to EMT. Time to start filling the tub up. Poco to Cobra, don't forget to light the barbecue for the hot water. And Cobra, for sure, got a barbecue. Cheapo Gun Guy. The comfort zone is a philosophical state in which one feels familiar, safe, at ease, and secure. You never change your life until you step out of your comfort zone. Change begins with... Spider-Man says, what if you don't have a comfort zone and just use alcohol to make you feel comfortable? Jolson says, J7. J7 is a misdemeanor. Jolson, let me help you. Don't call J6. It's already been called. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I could tell as soon as I saw her she'd make a great single parent. God, that heavy floral thing at the end is fucking my brain up. First, let's check and see what that noise was on the business account. No. Ooh, expecting snow showers. Yes. She has very nice nipples. Okay, gotta do a check-in with the not happy in. Here's the funny thing. She is actually not wearing any clothes, and yet she looks... Okay. Okay, this one's got me stumped, which you'll know when you watch the shit show. But I'm gonna say Scotch, but it has a really, really heavy floral finish to it, which makes me think that I could be wrong. So I'm going with a strong. I absolutely, maybe, possibly think that it could be, but probably is not Scotch. Yeah. Welcome to Knocker City. How may I help you? Jolson, we need cowbell. Cobra says, hey Google, more cowbell.
Here's some more.
Could I have some more cowbell?
Here's some more.
Fuck yeah. Jolson, so $4,000 repairs are normal routine maintenance on a Subi? That's not normal routine. It's head gaskets. Jolson? Smile Money says the head gasket was a issue for the year of Eric's car. They have since fixed that problem. And Cobra says, what year is Eric's? My Subaru is a 2011 Impreza. Mine is the FJB edition. If you doubt me, Google Earth the back of my car. Jolson, are you thinking about flaming Dr. Pepper, where you fill a glass halfway with regular beer like a lager, then you take a shot, fill it with amaretto, and top it off with 151, and then light it on fire, drop it in the glass and chug? No, I'm definitely not thinking about that. Do you have something that tastes like Dr. Pepper where 151 isn't involved, Jolson? I have shitty beer and amaretto. I also have the... No, that's right. No. I do not have the other thing. And I'm not going to light anything on... I'm not going to light anything on fire and then drink it. Just... With all of this shit that you people send me to open and eat, I'm sorry, I have to draw the line with it's on fire. And yes, I still have whatever the absolute fuck is that this is. I mean, we've got little legs and tentacles and... Korean spicy salted seafood Geotgal. Geotgal. Sharky, you better get over here before it goes bad so you can cook something with this. Why do I keep it in here? Absolutely do not have the answer to that. Oh, and on duty, of course, I have this out, which I seriously have a love-hate relationship with this. Again, if I could, which I can't, but if I could, I would turn this into a Springfield Hellion. I mean, if I could go, I Dream of Jeannie, a Hellion. It is one of the only rifles I have in my collection where I am truly, completely satisfied just doing this. That's badass. Do I give a shit if I go out and shoot it? I mean, maybe if it was possible to hit the side of a barn. I don't know. There's either something really wrong with the scope. I want to say that with the scope off of it and just the irons, at least hitting steel at 100 yards was possible. I mean, I wanted one of these so badly. Right now, if I could go back in time, I would have asked John if I could have taken his 308 instead of this. I mean, I don't have I got plenty of I have plenty of Mosin Nagant ammo, and at one point in time, it was actually you buy up a 440 round count spam can, and you could do that without having to have a fucking brain aneurysm. But no, under the greatest economy ever, where the gun industry simply went, you know what, let's take advantage of all these poor bastards. And then if things ever change, it'll never change, because we become part of the problem. You again? Okay. Wait, I usually have 3 knives on me. A neck knife, usually 2 to 3 inch blade, a 5-inch fixed blade belt knife, and a utility knife that I use for Amazon boxes as a loaner to the beta males who don't carry a knife. The original NCIS is a favorite of mine. I like Jethro's rule number 9. Always have a knife. Smile Money says, I have 3 as well. Now if I would only learn the skill of keeping them sharp. Smile Money, that is something that I really wish that I could just instinctively do. The closest that I can get to, if I can get it somewhat close, is the V-sharp. I need to actually go online and see if I can get some more stones for this. Something coarser than what I have. I mean, this one that I use right there, that is basically, it just feels like a steel bar. It's like the equivalent to, I think, the leather strap. But this, being that it's consistent, I mean, all you're doing is, oops, I'm causing my own problems, is just to hold it up against that edge, and so it's getting both sides at the same time. And this, my Cyclone from Tardisius, is my nemesis knife. It will not shave, but it's about as sharp as I've ever been able to get it right now. And it'll stay like that forever. And there is just everything I like about that scenario. Okay, sorry. So to answer your question, the Cyclone and oh man, I took it off. I had the Ellie. No, I've only got one knife on me right now, and no multi-tools. I was working around the house, and I didn't feel that I needed to have a flashlight, a multi-tool, and a knife on my side. And I also wasn't planning on leaving the house today, so the 2 knives that I had on me are in my jammies. Yeah, I know, I got issues. The Hellcat RDP, and 2 blades, that green one, that's a love hate. I don't even know the names of most of this shit. I just carry what I like. I mean, technically, my wallet does have that multi-tool inside of it. There's a blade on that, but not convenient to get to. So the Cyclone, that's the only thing that I have on me right now. I am so fired. That is like, I'm guessing GILF action, and I'm okay with that. EMT says B4 and
Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden!
B4 is a misdemeanor. Sharky, cheers all. Tax 79, pew on deck. Here we go. Then he says, Alpha 3. Are we... Oh my god, really? Sharky? And we're nowhere near the end. That's fucked up. Alpha 3. A3 is a hit. Sharky SH, sweet rebel outro babe. Yes, she is. Bad. Here's a beer fact for you, Eric. In the Czech Republic, beer is cheaper than water in most restaurants. They love their beer so much that they even have a beer spa where you can soak in tubs of warm beer while sipping on a pint. Talk about living the dream. Cheers to multitasking with beer. Smart Money says to him, okay, but would you think Eric would empty the tub? Bad says he'd drink it, of course. Yeah, unless I watch some big fat guy just get out of it. Little butt crack nuggets. Smile Money says back to him, ew, laugh out loud. Cobra, fact check. Eric would share his tub beer with Matt. Bad says, word. That's a beer bath without... What's a beer bath without your best bud? Ish. You guys are making me sick. Cobra says, H3 as in Heine. H3 is a miss. Oops, dropping shit. Bad says, I prefer the H1, much more rugged truck. Bad says, hit. Bad. There once was a man named Eric whose beer nights were quite atmospheric. He drank pint by pint till his walk turned aslant, read more, and his jokes got downright hysteric. Okay. Bad. Hey Google, are you Skynet?
Are you kidding? Skynet couldn't get through preliminary interviews for the Google Assistant gig. It flunked out at Don't Be Evil.
Well played.
Well Played Board Game Cafe is on 162 Cox Avenue number 101 in Asheville. It's 917 miles away and is rated 4.7 stars.
Hey Google, do you know who the real Cobra Burnout is on YouTube?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
I heard he has a real piece of man sausage. Hey Cobra. Hey Google. What is a man sausage?
I'm not sure about the answer to your specific question, but according to en.wiktionary.org, the penis. A term of endearment.
Yeah, I tell you, you endear your penis until you look down and it's not there and wonder where the fuck it is. Because when you lose your penis, it's usually not like your car keys or your cell phone. You know what I'm talking about? Google? Google? I need a beer. Hold on. That's right. I need. Yeah. Canned on 12/12 2121. If any of you remember seeing, well, actually, not so long ago, this fridge full, this fridge full, that fridge full. Right now, empty. This did not look like I thought it. Satin Solitude Imperial Stout. Hey, bad. Wow, look at that shit on there. Does that look like a stout to you? Right now, if Matt was over and he had a blinky anal plug in, you'd see it blinking. You suck it. You'd be able to see it blinking. Oh, Sharky, I guess as long as we're here. Out on display is full disclosure, actually. This guy has been, I know some of you've got your thing against, Kimber. If, Pete was here right now, he'd be like, shut the fuck up, Pete. Oh yeah, there's some fucking, it's almost that's like a camel toe that would show up on a Google Earth search. There you go, Sharky. This just represents so much that I love in a 1911. First of all, it's 10 millimeter. Sweet. It's 10 millimeter. You know what I don't know? Holy shit, really? Wow, they must have gotten tired of people bitching. It's an actual steel backstrap from Kimber. My other Raptor was plastic. Carfire Ben gave me the one that's in it right now, and the other one I just threw straight in the fucking garbage. Front strapping, for me, is a must-on. I'd prefer it on any gun, let alone a 1911. These Raptor grips, I have had no reason to want to take these off of here. None at all. Just night sights, which glow perfectly. And hopefully, after the work that Jay did, it's a sweet shooter once again. But, yeah, so. There you go. I just couldn't put it. I just couldn't put it in the safe. Matter of fact, I just ordered a new holster, a leather shoulder rig, just thinking exclusively this gun. I know, Smile Money. Oh, you don't even have enough money to buy a bowl of soup. I don't have any money. I can't buy a thing. That's why Jeremy and Caitlin were like, you fucking pathetic bitch. And then ordered me the amount for the scope that I still don't have. Then don't know if I'm ever going to get it as of right now. And it wasn't a cheap scope. It's just one of the most badass 1911s in the collection. If all of the rest of them, now if I was to actually rate the rest of the 1911s, I don't know if a single one of them would be anything less than a 9 on the scale of 1 to 10. Let me see here. I would give that yeah. And definitely in the running between what's the most badass 1911s in the collection, the original Delta Elite David, not some fucking second pop. There's things I like about his. He's got the skeletonized trigger and a modernized bigger beaver tail, and of course the Novak style sights. But like I've pointed out, from this perspective, these sights look the same. They only look different when you view them from this angle. But the Delta Elite is just a piece of history. And thankfully, mine is a couple of generations away from the one that was breaking its slide, and this one is not one of those. You know, as cool as it is, if you could have, you know, serial number 1 for a Delta Elite, yeah, have it for your collection. But if you actually want to shoot it and enjoy it, make sure you don't own the first 2 years. Or maybe it's just the first year, but the stainless steel 10 millimeter, or even 45, I don't give a shit, Raptor is the one that actually I wish I had, I wish I had all 3 of them. If it was, you know, again, I cannot give up. Smile money. I cannot give up anything on my short list. I'm not quite sure how I feel about the whole FN 510 after watching Kentucky Ballistics break it. He still kept shooting it, but obviously, if you just spent $1,500 on a 10 millimeter FN 510 and you went out to the range to shoot it and it blew the whole front end off of the gun, I'm sure you wouldn't go, that's okay. I'm just going to super glue that back on there. I'm sure anybody at FN watching that video was like, there goes market share. Where are we? Are we a slideshow? Oh, God damn it. Yeah, we're a slideshow. Hey, Jolson. I'm not even close on comments yet. Sub-comment. Cobra. Did I read that already? Double checking for the Heart Club? Guess I'm too early. Sub-comment from Bad. Matt came over and Eric got drunk before the brew review. They pre-gamed a bit too much. Ms. B had to drag Eric into the house. Matt is still passed out in the snow. And then he says, that was a lie. E has been off to do reruns of his Golden Girls and slept through the brew review. Cobra says the Bad. Sounds like a bad situation. Then Bad laughs out loud and then touches himself and has a whiskey. Then Smile Money says the Bad. Golden Girls. Which one do you think was the that he was fantasizing about? If I'm going to fantasize about any of the Golden Girls, it's going to be their mother. Because here we go, Bad. Fun fact. She was the youngest of all of the Golden Girls. The one that played the mother. So I don't know if that's really bad for her or saying something for makeup. Tell you what, Chuck, I'd like to put the baby Jesus right in there. Go. Step aside from the lightning bolt. And Imperial Stout, what was the percentage on this? Like 27 years ago. Did it even say? It never said. If it's Imperial, this shit better have been at least 10. But having said that, to be honest, Coca-Cola is darker than this. Jesus, sub-comments. Cobra. Oh, I'm still reading sub-comments. Bad to Smile Money. I bet he likes Blanche. She was the salty one. I don't know. I would have put it in Blanche. Sharky. Neighbor's daughter update. Mike says cheers. Bad says cheers. Cheers, G. Bad says cheers, Bad, my friend. Mike, by the way, Mike's video is out. Shit, I should have made... See, I tell you what, Cobra, I am not following what you do properly. In the first couple of minutes, I should have said, the top link is to my Facebook business account. Go check it out. I'm trying to see within 1 week if I can get 100 followers. And now that it's hour and 20 minutes in, nobody but Sharky and Mike are hearing me say this. Sad day. Oh, and Bad. So if I die, I cannot remember if it originally had Chunkies in it or not. Speaking of that, do we hear back or no? Come on, that's not funny. No, me and Mike are in agreement. For the first box of the year from Tac Pack, it was lame. For the first box from Battle Box, now Mike hasn't seen it yet, so he hasn't passed his viewpoint on it. Now, having said that, there's nothing wrong with the knife. It's a big-ass knife, and I'm not going to carry a big-ass knife. It looks like a kitchen knife. So, there you go. Me, personally, I like the mosquito thingy. Now I'm kind of curious if the little cards that Jolson gets for his would fit in this one. And then I can just order them off of Walmart, and I don't have to worry about getting... It says, scan this code and get them for free. Well, okay, they're free, but now they're charging $6 for shipping. So, technically, when BattleBox said we weren't able to ship them with the box, but you can get them for free, that's not true. I realize it's only $6, but free means I didn't have to use my credit card, is what that means. So, Jolson, next time you're up here, you should bring one of those the scent packs up. I'd like to see if it fits in this thing. I like the bug thing. Other than that, probably giving the rest of the stuff away. There's two of you that really like the Opinion knife, and Jolson, I guess you made a comment about it, and I offered it to you first. But if you don't want it, I'm going to give it to somebody else. So you need to tell me if you want it or not, because you got first dibs. Mike, late to the party, but I've been very busy with life stuff, making a new Tac Pack vid and very slow internet. I know you suffer from that. Mike says 1225, I need 2 of those scope mounts. I'm sure you're talking about that. I'd love to have a heart attack like Blue on old school. Bad says, or Mike says to Bad, the scope mounts, but the girl will work too. Okay, now I gotta look. Mike 2254, a fuck to game like comments deleted game. Then he says Sammy is the best girl ever. I cannot argue with you. Then he says Fireball Whiskey and a new Blazing Apple are both damn good. Fireball Whiskey and the new Blazing Apple are damn good. Have not had the Blazing Apple. Mike says NCSI is a great series and computer game. Bad says love the series, never played the game. And Mike says back to Bad. My bad, not a game for NCIS, but games for CSI. Okay. No, NCIS. Yeah, it's one of our favorite series, and like I said, never really got into the new versions, but Origins is fucking awesome. Bad. Hey, Captain, want to see me count to 100? 1, 2, skip a few, 99, 100. Bad. Why did the beer bring a ladder to the bar? Because it wanted to reach new heights. Bad. With the read more button. Cool. Here's a cool snow fact for the captain. Every snowflake has 6 sides because of the way water molecules bond when they freeze. But despite their unique shapes, most snowflakes are only about 1% frozen water. The rest is air. So snowflakes are tiny engineering marbles of a whole lot of fluff. Bad with the last comment. Eric, did you know the banana bananas are berries, but strawberries aren't? No, I did not. Yeah, she just looks like, I don't know. She looks like she found out that, I'm sorry, I'm not available. I know, go ahead and go cry your eyes out. It's fine. Okay, in the club. Cobra. Bad. Rich. Poco. Smile Money. Bad. Seen her before. Her face is, so-so, but I think the body makes up for the rest of it. Okay, I cannot tell you what this is. I guess you're just going to have to wait until whatever the title is. Never mind. That was him now. So I'm going to have to check, but before I look, I think I have to settle on whiskey. Just because it's reminding me more of the oakiness, say for the barrel, but that floral. Sorry, I gotta put this off even longer. It's not, seriously, it's not that I like it. It's just that NIHAP sent really small flasks. I don't even know what I did with the other one. Crap, I still got a flask in here with something in it. Hey, I remember that time I hid some shit on my... Oh, here. I gotta put these together. 148, 149. it has a real neutral smell to it. Really smooth. Then the kick starts to come on. And it goes, just like I said, I'm getting this really floral hit. For a moment, in all honesty, I do not like it right in the middle. But as it mellows out at the end, it gives like this little kick. It's got to be more than 80 proof. It's got this like just this nice kick at the end. But it leaves this like bizarre like flat spot, like where it's not void of flavor, but instead of being floral, I'm back to a really nice neutral, not really a char oak, but like oak. And it almost seems like a real subtle vanilla. Maybe that's what blends it off. If I find out this is Scotch, I'm going to be upset. Okay, in the moment of truth. Oh! It's a bourbon. And it's another one from Pinhook. Pinhook Straight Bourbon, 2024. Okay, NIHAP, you're not giving me all the leaded or unleaded versions here. Is this turning into the Pinhook review channel? Nice shirt. Pinhook 2024. Are you old enough to drink whiskey? Well, Wade, how should I answer? Asking for a friend. Straight bourbon, straight rye. Okay. Aged more than 3 years, the 2024 edition of Pinhook Straight Bourbon showcases a decadent nose of banana, head, butterscotch, red apple, and cinnamon, then transitions to a bold palette of raisin, not getting that, vanilla, yes, burnt sugar, and toasted hazel. It's the hazelnut. It's the hazelnut that's messing with my... Oh, and that's like one of my favorite bourbon, though. Of course, now that my brain just heard bourbon, now I'm getting the... See, the thing with the bourbon, though, is I usually always detect that really heavy, like, corn sweetness to a bourbon. This does not have that at I really wish that I had this and a bunch of big-time bourbon fans and not tell them what this is and just ask, because this Kimmy, can I call you Kimmy? She hour and 32 minutes. The whole brew review is screwed up. Almost makes me want to put it up as a part 1 and a part 2 to see if I can get past that skipping. Jeremy, do you think the problem is in my comments are strewn across 2 different videos, so there's 2 different firsts. I don't know how to get around this. I wonder, did it strobe as a 720 video? Maybe I'll just try a 720. See if I can make this work. No, obviously, if you watch the whole review, Pinhook, Kimmy, I am not the bourbon. The bourbon was never there. It's just, of course, I did make some comments about the Knob Creek, didn't I? And that's a bourbon. Okay, what is the... Corn 75%, rye 15%, malted barley 10, proof 98. Okay, yes. Okay, NIHAP, I was freaking right about one thing. It's got some bang to it, but once again, just like the rye, man, it is hidden. Okay, I am not a fan of bourbons normally. Having said that, if I had to spend the rest of my alcohol delinquency and I could only pick one of two things from Pinhook, I would go with the rye. And I'm actually shocked that I'm saying that. I like the rye more than this. But this is what's left of the whole flask. Damn. I gave the rye a 9, did I not? This is good though. I'd give this an 8.5. Okay. We gotta do the club and get out of here. We're like way over without Matt even being part of screwing this all up. First in, Bad saying, "Howdy clubbers." Howdy, Bad. Then he says, "Hey Google, what's your favorite Star Wars movie?"
I like the Christmas special with Chewbacca. Just kidding, it's probably Empire Strikes Back.
It's not the first one. That's a classic. What the hell? Bad. Here's an interesting whiskey fact for you, Eric. During Prohibition in the United States, 1920 to 1933, whiskey was legally sold as medicine. You could get a prescription for medical whiskey, which was believed to treat everything from toothaches to the flu. Imagine going to the pharmacy for a bottle of bourbon. Talk about cure-all. Cheers. I did not know that. That's fucking awesome. I got my script. Trust me, my wife said I need this. Smile Money says, "Cheers, clubbers." I'm not gonna take a walk. Poco, it's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it, but I feel drunk. Bad says, and I feel fine. Ooh, motion detected at the front door. I am sure that's the box from William. Rich Huff says, "Cheers, clubbers." Cheers, Rich. Bad. Here's some completely useless yet utterly entertaining beer trivia for you, Eric. The world's largest beer mug collection belongs to a man in Germany and includes over 20,000 unique beer mugs. Imagine needing a separate house just for your steins. Now, Eric, do you feel like your collection could use a little growing? Cheers to goals. No. I mean, that's all the glassware that I have. Thanks for shutting. I have another one right here that is basically filled full of duplicates and, well, I got a whole bunch of these. The Chinese lantern doesn't exist anymore. These are a collector's item. And there's some mugs in there. All those beer koozies. I believe that Smile Money sent are down there. Cobra says, club time. Take your pants off. Take your pants off, baby. Huh. First time that's gone off in days because, like, the fucking system is frozen. And Cobra says, one day closer to the weekend. Never thought I'd say this, but those nipples are way too big. That, I kind of like that. That's more of a manageable amount. Okay, I don't know if you can see that from here. The light's green. The trap is clean. There's nothing else to say. I will probably see you tomorrow. I might have to go get something, though. So, okay. Cheers. Oof. Nice outfit.